Okay folks, this is the first of my survival series videos that I'm going to be making for you guys. To move along very quickly, because I don't know how much time I've got on here. I've tried to delete everything in the world I know off of this thing, and it won't give me much time to make videos. I don't know. I'm going to work with it some more this afternoon. But anyway, this is about firewood and what you need to do with firewood. And this is going to be dedicated to my old professor, Dr. Chuks Ogbonnaya, at the college professor that I had in Big Stone Gap. He was a cornhusker from Nigeria. That's where he went to school. That was in Nebraska. So I want to dedicate this to him. He was a great environmental scientist. So let's get busy because I don't have a whole lot of time now. First of all, this whole thing about being out in the woods, guys, I'm going to very quickly tell you, and I've got my Bible here, but I don't have time to tell you a whole lot about it. This is about the woman in the woods it's being chased by the dragon. You can read about this in Revelations 12:1, and it goes through the entire chapter about the woman being chased and the earth helping the woman, which is essentially God's creation helping the woman, and this is the church. This is the church that refused to take the mark of the beast, the injection, if you will, the Sharpie thing that we've been talking about. Yeah, and that's what it is. And so that time is here, people. Hate to tell you that, but it is. I stake my reputation on it. Now, we got two different blades that we're featuring this morning, guys. The first is the Camellius blade, the carnivore blade, and this is a titanium bonded blade. This is a very good blade, about $28. This is the Gerber blade. This is made by the Finnish nobility folks, and you can essentially tell that it's the Finnish nobility because you got the 700-year-old design. You see that design that you got there? That's 700 years old. That's on that. It's a dead giveaway, okay? It's made by the Fiskar company of Finland there, and they own the Gerber products and the Copenhagen and whatever else you want to say without going into a whole lot. But they know who they are. We don't, they do. So it's bottom line. Dead giveaway right here there, you know, the double cross and the cutlery and so forth. It's Finnish nobility. But anyway, now getting back to the firewood, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the woods in general. What do we start a fire with in these woods? Well, you guys are in real good shape when it comes to this because they do what they call controlled burning in these woods. And this controlled burning, it causes the pine trees to go black on the bottom. It's what it causes. And these pine trees, when they go black on the bottom, it kills the bark on them. And so you have parallel standing bark, essentially, is what you have. And this bark is very excellent for starting fires. It really is. We're going to look at some of it here. Let's go take a quick look at a tree that has had this controlled burning on it. You can see that they're black. Make sure the trunk is black. Over here's a good one. We got one over here at shed. Don't get it on the ground unless it's completely dry. Get it off of the tree, which will just come right off of the trees. If it's had the controlled burning, they burn this stuff in sections, guys, every 6 years. That's how forest management works, okay? And you can see right here, look at this. Oh, that's dry. See, peels right off. Look at this. See, it just peels right off with your hands. Excellent burning material. Don't get it on the ground. You can see the moisture. It's the ones that's on the ground. Get it off of the tree. A pile of it will cause you to burn. No problem whatsoever. That'll start the fire without very much effort whatsoever. Now, when it comes to your firewood, let me show you a key about that. Now, the only thing you have here is pine trees, and you got some birches. Don't fool with no tropical trees any whatsoever. And you also have the water oak. But just remember, the harder the wood is to saw, the longer it'll last, but it's harder to saw it up in blocks, you know. So the pine is not going to last a long time, but that's mostly what you have in these woods. Now, getting back to this tree that we were at here, where my stuff is lying, this trunk that you've got right here laying on the ground, you don't want to fool with any of this, okay? Because it's laying on the ground and it's absorbing this water up, and so you don't want to mess with any of this. It's no good for what we need. And what you want to do is you want to find the perpendicular wood that's standing up as much as it can, standing up off of the ground. This limb right here would actually be a good secondary limb. See, it just breaks off. That'd be a secondary limb for getting the fire started even better. Just broke right off. And then for the big wood, as you burn, what you would need to do is go to whatever's up off of the ground. Now you can see right here that the wood begins to go up off of the ground here. And so from right here on down to the end would be the perfect firewood that you would need to start your fire, to make your fire with while you're out here in the woods, you know, hiding from the Antichrist, you know. So, I'm not lying to you guys. But anyway, this is it. This is what you need. It's up off of the ground. Prime material. Now, getting back to the necessity of the knives that we were talking about, we'll go back over here and look for a moment. I don't know when this thing's going to cut me off, and whenever it does, guys, it'll be the end of my video. This Camillus knife, it's titanium blended. This is a very good knife. As you can see, on the end it has the gutting tool on it, and in it, of course, it has a sharp blade that's titanium bonded. This is a good blade guide for what you're using it for. Made by the Acme company, by the way. Same company there, I guess, that the Coyote tried to buy everything to catch the Roadrunner with. It's insanity, but anyway, it's the Acme company. And it's got this tool on the back of it for your cutting. And so what you do is you take that and you turn it around. And this is just an example, guys. I'm not trying to do anything here. See, you got your cut. You got your cutting utensil, and it's very good. It's got a shorter space than the Gerber does. This Gerber is actually a very, very good tool for your cutting firewood. And the reason why is you have a bigger saw area to it, you see. You have a much bigger. This is on the ground. Don't think that I would be using this. This is just an example. But it has that huge saw area to it, and it's very sharp. This is an excellent blade, guys. This is like the short sword. Essentially, that's really what it's made after. It's a cheap version of the short sword of the Greece Roman Empire. Sort of like it actually even had this for fighting, guys, because you see this on the back side. Whenever that you would fight with this, this could take chunks of flesh out. So this knife actually had this, or this short sword. It's a Roman short sword. This is all it is. Used by such famous characters in history as Maximus Decimus Meridius of Rome, like the character that played in Gladiator. True story. But that's what that is. That's a disguised Roman short sword. What it is. Made machete. You can see, to cut with. But I hope this video was informative for you. You got your firewood. You got what to start your firewood with out here. And like I said, this controlled burning, guys, it's everywhere out here. It's everywhere. And anywhere you have this controlled burning, you're going to have trees that have died over the years that have fell down, and some of it is out, some of it's perpendicular. That's good for the firewood. You're going to have the bark separating from the trees that have not been burnt, you know, that's not really, really old, that are still standing. Now, some of those that I just went to a moment ago, they're going to fall. eventually, and then of course they will be firewood if it's up perpendicular off the ground. But that is the ones that got burnt, you know, in the last couple of years or so, year and a half, 2 years, and the bark on it is excellent for starting the fire. The ones laying on the ground here are probably the ones that died, and they're probably around 8 years old, some of them 12. They're not extremely old, where most of them are pine, because pine decays on the ground so quickly. If it were oak, we might be talking decades and years, but not with pine trees. And so I hope this was informative for you. This is how you do your firewood out here, people. A dead bark, perpendicular wood, and discreet. Don't be making the fires no bigger than what they have to be, just enough for what you need. No bonfires. Because during this time, guys, the whole entire thing is all about silence and not attracting attention. If you got a couple of tarps even, put the tarps up where that you think the civilization is closest. Put it underneath a shed somewhere, like a conglomeration of trees you see way out here, you know, hide in the middle of those trees, build a fire, then put your tarp up. If you know geographically just north of where you're at or whatever that there's civilization only a half mile away, but in the other directions it's 3 or 4 miles, then put you a tarp up in that direction so you're not seen. It's all about seclusion and not being seen in the world that we live in. Camouflage. That's what this is all going to be about in this time, guys. And no phones. It's a honing beacon. No cars. It's not going to be anything like that, guys. It's going to be 42 months, basically, and hopefully the Lord will shorten that time. Hopefully he'll shorten it, and he said he would if things got bad enough. And so thank you for your time seeing my video this morning. I will make more videos. This is part 1 of my survival series, Your Firewood, okay? Thank you very much.